And still on the revenue sharing formula, leaders from the pastoralist communities have vowed to resist any attempts to slash revenue allocation to mainly the less populated regions. The leaders claim any move that will reduce the funds allocated to such areas would amount to further marginalization and erode gains made by devolution. They now want the National Treasury to instead increase allocations to counties instead of trying to take away what it has already given.
Pastoralist Parliament Group is demanding that the government increases revenue allocation from the 316.5 billion shillings and amend the original proposal that has stated standoff in the Senate. They claim will disenfranchise the less developed counties.
316 is too little. It doesn't do anything. But imagine other counties which have not had any semblance of infrastructure for 50 years. This is just too little.
The leaders are instead rooting for an increase in shareable revenue to help marginalized regions be par with other regions that have realized growth in healthcare, water and other basic needs.
I come from Wajir North constituency, and more than 58% of the population of Wajir North rely on water pass. They trek for distance of 5 to 10 kilometers to access water.
The landmass that these counties are occupying, the pastoral communities are occupying the northern region, is just left alone. And what you are considering here is the population. The country will not exist if you are not considering this landmass.
They claim the new formula being floated is a continuation of marginalization perpetuated by successive governments, mainly through such inequitable sharing of resources before the country adopted the 2010 constitution.
The many regions in this country have been excluded from decision making and deliberately denied access to key services by successive regimes, mainly through such inequitable sharing of resources formula until the advent of the 2010 constitution.
They urge senators to look beyond political inclinations and personal gains and consider the impact on more than 19 counties that will lose funds meant for critical development needs.
Therefore, hii mambo ya kutuambia sisi hatuna manumbers na ni kweli wao ndio hawataki namba zetu ionekane, tunataka ikome na ikome kutoka leo. Kama wanataka kujua namba yetu, waende wafanye hesabu.
The same position is being supported by a group of youth claiming to be supporters of Deputy President William Ruto, who urge the senators to think of a bigger picture and stop any attempt that will further hurt a section of Kenyans.
Let there be equality, let there be equity, and let it ensure that there is more unity in Kenya. Let it not bring about division.
Revenue should be allocated only to the numbers and not to the region or something. If the numbers are high, let them have more revenue allocated to them.
A position supported by former Machakos Senator Johnson Muthama, who says any formula adopted should ensure each Kenyan is accommodated.
We want to remain a united country that speaks with one voice and that is concerned about other people.
The only equitable and fair formula of sharing our resources is 1 kilometer, 1 shilling, because government does not invest on individual, it invests on land. Therefore, the argument that there are regions that will have 10,000 per individual and others 4,000 per an individual does not hold any water.
So we are asking tupewe pesa ya umma, and especially inatumwa kwa counties kulingana na idadi ya watu.
But a group calling itself the Nairobi Business Community is of the view that the revenue allocation should be guided by the population matrix and that Senate should not try to arm twist the Commission on Revenue Allocation.
What we are saying is not about, it is not about us. It is not about Central Kenya. It is about equitable sharing of revenue in this country.